with the Knight of Swords, because she's like chasing after him and he doesn't really want to be there. He's not as emotionally invested as she is. By he, I mean her husband, Justin. But when she leaves the relationship, she's going to do a lot better. I strongly see him like playing a game with her and leave. Hi everyone, welcome to No Night Tarot. So grateful to have you all. Please make sure you subscribe for more videos like this where I cover hot topics, Bravo, pop stars, all that kind of thing from a tarot perspective. My name is Hailey, grateful to have you all. And yeah, let's get into it. So today I'm going to be covering Hailey Baldwin. Hailey Baldwin Bieber was mouthful. It's so funny, people often call me Hailey and I have to be like, okay, my name is not Hailey. Actually, my high school arch nemesis, her name is Hailey, so I really don't want to be called that. But I want to apologize because for some reason I thought Hailey Baldwin was a Pisces. Turns out she's actually a Sagittarius, and a lot of you were quick to call me that, and I appreciate you telling me that. So my promise was to make a video about her where I clarify everything and I give it a fresh perspective. Thank you for your commentary on Justin and Selena. Thank you for all of that. I'm so grateful to be growing this community. So please share this video with somebody that you think might like it too. So I'm going through a past, present and a future and her general energy. I'm really excited to do this because, like what was commented in the video, she's a Sagittarius. It's like almost cusp Scorpio, I believe, from what I can remember, but she's definitely Sagittarius. So I do see from her past 6 of Wands, 10 of Wands and 4 of Pentacles. Okay, so she wanted to be famous. It makes sense. She comes from a family. Her father is from the Baldwins. Her mother is a Brazilian model, I believe. She is very beautiful, Hailey. And like I said in my original video about Hailey and Justin, I really think she is a sweet person. I just think she kind of has like a distorted view of life, as most Hollywood children do. I also strongly feel like she kind of wanted to make money moves, which is very Sagittarius. You know, I was just doing, because on my Instagram, follow my Instagram, description's in my box, it's in the description box, but I was just doing a video about fire signs, and I feel like what's very common about fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, is that they love to be in the limelight, number one, but they also love to be ahead of themselves, you know. I think they actually get married the quickest. And it'll make sense. I mean, Justin and Hailey got married very quickly. Just fire signs that I know in general, they move into relationships really fast, and then when they're in it, they're like, okay, is this what I wanted? So they don't really think things through, and I can see that with her very clearly. So with the present being Ace of Cups, King of Wands and the Emperor, okay, so I feel like she is chasing after him. And I said this before in my Hailey and Justin video, said it before in my Selena and Justin video. I think she's more invested in it than he is, and he's just like dangling her along, you know, young love. And that's why I don't really think anybody should get married before they're coherent enough to understand what self-love is, what love for others is, what respect is. I don't think below 28 for women, below 30 for guys. So with the future, because you can see she's kind of like, she's trying to make him love him a lot. It's really sad, actually. It's really sad. So with the future, because I've been in that position where I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, your early 20s and you're like, I just want this person to love me, and it doesn't seem like he is capable of loving somebody right now, because he's very mature. So for the future, I get the Empress, Queen of Cups and 3 of Pentacles. So I did say that I see her, she's going to be a mother, great mother. I can see that she's going to be very sweet. I'm not going to say the exact age because I feel like she deserves that kind of privacy, but I will tell you when she's 27, and I picked this up before, when she's 27, something very monumental is going to happen in her life. And I actually, like I did before, I saw that they won't be together with Knight of Swords, because she's like chasing after him and he doesn't really want to be there. He's not as emotionally invested as she is. By he, I mean her husband, Justin. But when she leaves the relationship, she's going to do a lot better. I strongly see him like playing a game with her and leaving her first, and then she leaves for good. So I don't know who leaves first in that circumstance, how I explained it, but I do see her moving forward with her life and then meeting somebody. He's going to be older, like a businessman, but again, like I said in my initial video, I'll put a card in this for that. My initial video, I put that just because I see this does not mean that it is going to really happen, because people have free will, and even though I am accurate, it is intuitive based, it's not fact based, so please don't treat this reading as such. So with the Star, Four of Cups, okay, so Nine of Pentacles, she kind of, I feel this so strongly, she feels like somebody else is stealing her thunder, and I would not be surprised if that's Selena. I feel like, and this Sagittarius can do this sometimes. I had a really good friend in high school who was Sagittarius, and I'm not gonna say her birthday. I'm not gonna be shady like that. I almost did. I was like, no, let me not do that. But I had this really good friend. In fact, Sagittarius in general, Libra and Sagittarius, we don't gel well in friendships, and Aries, those three. But she was a really good friend of mine, like one of my best friends actually. And instead of saying things to my face, and granted, I was a teenager, I was not the most, I didn't know and understand love. Also, I had family issues. My parents just got divorced. Not just, but my dad had just left, and like a whole lot of stuff had happened in my life that I needed therapy for. But instead of telling me to my face, she'd go behind my back, and she betrayed me very deeply. But she would never say it to my face. To my face, she would say, oh, we're human, nah, nah, nah. But behind my back, she would say the most horrible things about me. She actually ended up telling a huge secret. It was really horrible. Anyway, so Sagittarius can be like that very much. They can be very two-faced, especially the woman. And I see that with her, where she's like, oh, I'm like all cool in person, but secretly I'm planning things behind the scenes. So with the Magician and Knight of Wands, is she a Christian? I thought Christian. I feel like she gets like readings and stuff. I definitely see some kind of like esoteric stuff going on. I'm not judging her if she is Christian if she does that, but I just thought you weren't allowed to do that. Knight of Wands, and the Magician card. There's another side to her, that's all I'm saying, that she needs to heal, because I feel sorry. I've been talking all day, I need to drink water. But I think she needs to heal the aspect of her that I initially picked up of, that is desperate for fame. Like, she'll do anything for fame. Not anything that compromises her well-being, but like marry somebody like this for fame, you know, like stuff like that. Because I think in her world, it's how she was raised, you know, like when you have, I don't want to compare her to her uncle, because I cannot stand him. Oh my gosh, Hailey Baldwin, I cannot stand him. But like, just having that person, like that kind of character in your family, and your family is like vying for attention on all over the news and stuff like that, it's normal to her. But I do see some behind the scenes trickery, where she wants to come across as being the holy person. It's like she's in competition with the ghost of Selena. And that's what's so tricky about being in a relationship with somebody that has just gone through a breakup, because it's happened to me twice, and it's one of the most, it's the toughest situation to be in, because you're like, okay, I want to be forgiving, but I'm also human, you know. So with Knight of Cups, Nine of Wands, Two of Pentacles, okay, so she's going to come to the point where she's going to have to deal with the truth. And the truth is that I have a strong feeling that Justin somehow is still trying to connect to Selena. There's a way he's doing something that implies to her that he's still interested in Selena. And instead of her confronting it head on, she's like, oh, it's fine. He does things. She's like, oh, it's fine. Because she's like calculating in her head how it's going to help her and her name and stuff like that. And she's looking more legacy, but this is not a proper relationship. It's not a proper relationship. So with Knight of Pentacles and King of Swords, she's going to have to think logically, very logically, and put things into perspective that's bigger than just this, because she's very involved in this. It seems like she's the only one really that's emotionally involved in the relationship. So well, what a reading to do. That took a lot of energy out of me, but I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, so this is what I'm going to start doing to grow the community. I'm only taking requests from people who subscribe. So if you have a request, make sure you subscribe and write new subscriber or I'm subscribed and the request that you want, because I don't want to do videos people that are just not going to watch this community. Like I'm planning on building the community, so that's how I'm going to do it. And I love you all. Thank you so much for everybody who has already commented and so forth. And yeah, take care.